The hidden harm of comparisons, why the most common parenting phrase could be hurting your child. Parenting is an ongoing learning process full of trials, triumphs, and unexpected lessons. As parents, we strive to provide the best for our children, supporting them in their emotional, mental, and social development. However, despite our good intentions, certain behaviors or phrases we use can have unanticipated consequences. One such phrase, often said in frustration or as a means of motivating, has been shown to have a significantly negative effect on children's emotional health and development. In a comprehensive study involving over 200 children, researchers found that the most dangerous phrase in parenting may be one that we often say without much thought. Why can't you be more like someone else? At first glance, this phrase might seem like an innocent remark, possibly even a helpful prompt for improvement. But the truth is, it can have lasting emotional consequences that impact a child's sense of identity, self-worth, and even their relationships. Let's take a closer look at why this phrase is so harmful, what it can do to a child's development, and, most importantly, how we can avoid it in favor of healthier, more empowering language. Why is the phrase, "Why can't you be more like someone else?" so harmful? 1. Fosters unhealthy comparisons. Comparisons are a natural part of life, whether we like it or not. We compare ourselves to others, sometimes as a way of gauging our success or understanding where we fit in. For children, comparisons with others, especially in the context of parental expectations, can be deeply damaging. When children hear, "Why can't you be more like someone else?" they begin to measure their worth against others instead of developing their own unique sense of self. As children are forming their identities, this focus on comparison can lead to a toxic mindset, where their value is contingent upon how well they match up to someone else's success or behavior. This type of comparison fosters an environment where good enough is always just out of reach. The child may grow to feel that they are constantly falling short of their parents' expectations, creating feelings of inadequacy that follow them into adulthood. Instead of focusing on their individual progress and growth, children begin to base their self-worth on external factors they cannot always control. 2. Sparks feelings of rejection. The phrase, "Why can't you be more like someone else?" unintentionally conveys a message of rejection. The child may interpret this as a signal that their current self is not acceptable, and they must change in order to gain love and approval. In this scenario, the parent's love and acceptance appear conditional, hinged on the child meeting an arbitrary standard. For a child, love and acceptance should feel unconditional. When a parent compares them to others, it can feel like they are not valued for who they are, but only for their ability to meet certain standards. This can lead to deep-seated feelings of inadequacy and the belief that they must continually strive to earn affection and approval. Over time, this may affect the child's mental health, leading to anxiety, depression, and challenges with self-acceptance. 3. Suppresses individuality. Every child is unique, and their individuality should be celebrated. Yet when a child is compared to someone else, they may feel as though their individuality is being suppressed or devalued. Instead of recognizing their own strengths and talents, they are forced to view themselves through the lens of another person's abilities or accomplishments. A child's sense of self-worth should come from understanding and embracing their own personal traits, strengths, and quirks. By constantly comparing them to others, we take away the opportunity for children to discover who they truly are. This suppression of individuality can lead to issues with self-esteem and an overall lack of confidence in their ability to navigate the world on their own terms. As parents, we have the opportunity to shape how our children view themselves and their abilities. By encouraging them to embrace their uniqueness and value their own contributions, we allow them to build a strong foundation of self-respect and confidence. 4. Undermines trust and connection. Parent-child relationships thrive on mutual respect and emotional connection. When children are constantly compared to others, they begin to feel that their relationship with their parents is based on performance rather than love. This subtle shift can undermine the trust that is critical to a healthy parent-child bond. Instead of feeling that their parents truly understand and accept them, children may start to feel as though they are constantly being judged. This can create emotional distance, where children are reluctant to open up about their fears, insecurities, or challenges. Trust is eroded, and the child may feel that their parents' affection is contingent upon their ability to live up to someone else's expectations. What can parents do instead? If you've caught yourself using the phrase, "Why can't you be more like someone else?" it's never too late to change your approach. Parenting is a journey of growth, and being mindful of the words we use can make a huge difference in the emotional well-being of our children. Below are some more effective alternatives to comparisons that can help nurture self-worth, confidence, and a sense of individuality in your child. 1. Praise effort over results. Rather than focusing on how your child stacks up against others, it's far more beneficial to praise their effort, resilience, and willingness to try new things. A child who is recognized for their persistence, regardless of the outcome, will develop a growth mindset where they understand that success comes from continual effort and learning. For example, instead of saying, "Why can't you be more like your sister who always gets A's?" you might say, "I'm so proud of how hard you worked on that project, and I love seeing your determination." This shifts the focus from comparison to recognition of personal effort and growth. Children need to know that it's their willingness to try and learn from their mistakes that truly matters. 2. Celebrate individual strengths. Every child has their own set of strengths, and these should be celebrated. Whether it's their creativity, problem-solving skills, empathy, or perseverance, acknowledging their unique qualities helps them feel valued for who they are. Instead of comparing them to others, focus on their intrinsic qualities. "I really admire how you handled that difficult situation with such grace and patience," or "You have such a creative mind. Your ideas are always so unique." These kinds of statements help children understand that their value doesn't lie in comparison to others, but in their own unique abilities and traits. 3. Use encouraging language. Encouraging language helps create an atmosphere where the child feels safe to explore, make mistakes, and grow without the fear of being judged or compared to others. Instead of saying, "Why can't you be more like your friend who always gets good grades?" try saying, "I can see you're working hard on your grades, and I'm so proud of your effort. What do you think you could do next to improve even more?" This approach focuses on the child's progress, not perfection, and teaches them that growth is a continuous process. Encouraging language empowers children to take ownership of their journey without feeling burdened by comparisons. 4. Teach healthy self-reflection. Instead of comparing themselves to others, encourage your child to reflect on their own growth and progress. Help them understand that their achievements are personal milestones and that comparing themselves to others is not a healthy or realistic way of measuring success. You could ask questions like, "How do you feel about how much you've improved since last month?" Or "What have you learned from this experience?" Teaching children to reflect on their own growth fosters self-awareness and encourages them to take pride in their journey, rather than always looking to others for validation. The power of words in parenting. The language we use as parents has a profound impact on our children's emotional and psychological development. Although comparisons may seem harmless, they can have far-reaching consequences on a child's self-esteem, trust in relationships, and ability to embrace their individuality. By choosing words that focus on effort, growth, and individuality, we help nurture a sense of self-worth that is not based on how our children compare to others, but on who they are at their core. Parenting is about more than just raising children. It's about helping them develop into confident, resilient individuals who know their value. Let's embrace the power of positive language, focusing on the unique qualities and strengths that make our children shine. After all, our children are not meant to be like anyone else. They are meant to be their own best version of themselves.